Welcome back, duelists. Casual Duelist here. And again, this week we've had a very special guest, my wife, Celestial Duelist. Say hi to everybody real quick.
Hey guys.
And girls. Oh, come
and
on.
girls.
Jeez, why are you such a sexist? Be a better person. Be better.
I'm sorry.
Call them duelists. Literally, it's gender neutral. It's awesome. It includes everybody.
Hey, duelist.
There you go. Anyway, so obviously she's here. She's been here all week. She's going to be here through tech analysis. And the reason being is she has started a channel. So it's called Celestial Duelist Gaming. And the big punchline is Celestial Duelist plays games, right?
Yes, it is.
And what game have you been playing?
I've been playing Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Every time. Arceus.
I know.
Oh my goodness. What you don't see is she is grinning ear to ear like she is literally the Joker. She's just trying to hurt me emotionally, and it's working, guys. It's there. Anyway, when you're done with Legends Arceus, are you going to play any other games?
I am.
Do you have anything picked out yet?
I
know I've been asking you all week, but there's no telling if somebody brand new has just popped in for the first time and they're like, wait, what? So, I never unwrapped Super Mario Odyssey. Do you want to play that?
I think I will go for that because I do like Super Mario, and that is one of my all-time favorite characters.
Okay, I mean, anytime you want to take a break from the Pokemans, let me know. I realize I said Pokemans, guys. I'm just trying to get her goat. It's not working. She's still smiling. Anyway, let's get to what we're actually here for. Guys, if you want to follow her, do check the description of today's video and honestly any video this week except I believe Deckmaster Monday. And yeah, the link is going to be there to her channel. Go check it out. Some of you already have. Thanks for that. She's been walking around the house like a smiling goon. Now, to today's video. Rather than doing test hands, because this deck is going to brick, it's unpredictable. There is no one set path. Yesterday, we profiled my version of Lightsworn. And again, this was the Master Game version, and this wasn't the common charity variant. And so there was more stuff that we could do, which again makes this crazy. So if you guys are interested in just the whole deck list, I made that video yesterday. Go check it out. Honestly, I think you guys will enjoy it. Somebody will probably say I ripped it off because I put in a bunch of good stuff cards. And there is one sin. The sin is I still can't find my other copy of Starleaf Seaford. So for today and yesterday, or whenever you happen to be watching this, please pretend the turned around card is what it's supposed to be. I'm sorry. But let's talk about some of the important strategies. So I think for the most part, everybody knows that Lightsworn does its best tasks while milling. You would agree?
Yes, I definitely wholeheartedly agree.
And two of the big heavy hitters are going to be like Fellis and Wolf. Obviously, these characters, when they're milled, Fellis has to actually be sent from deck to discard by a monster effect. Wolf can be from any card, so like Charge of the Light Brigade can still get him. These cards will actually summon themselves, which is very cool. And again, we're in an era of link building. We still have access to Synchro and Xyz. So like this is very cool. And to mention, Fellis, Raiden, and Minerva are all tuners. So there's that. That's all pretty cool. You do have the Judgment Dragons. Again, as long as you have 4 different names in your discard pile, we are talking about just being able to drop this card on the field, pay the 1,000, nuke the field, and then just go ahead and build your board after that. And since, again, the only cost is having names in a discard pile, if you're doing this on your second or even your third turn, there is a very high probability of an OTK occurring during that turn.
Most definitely.
The Luminas, they help with building the board, even the Twilight variant. And again, one of my favorite things about Lumina is just you could discard a Lumina for a Lumina, then discard another Lumina for a Lumina, as long as you have something already in your discard pile. So as long as there was already one legitimate target, you can play out 4 monsters really quick, so long as you have the cards in your hand. And then, of course, the Lilas, they help with the back row. Minerva is going to help us. We're going to set her off to the side here for a second. Raiden's good because you can just activate him during your own turn. And I'm not exactly 100% sure why I put the Twilight Fighter in here. Um, I think once or twice I was like, I need a level 2 in order to complete my combo, so I ended up adding him. What I love about Lightsworn, though, is the fact that you can just use so many different things. Like, we have a little Perform Mage engine in here. We use Destiny Hero Malicious. We use Fairy Tale Snow. You can use Plague Spreaders, Wyver Burster, and Collapse Serpent, and Chaos Lavinier, and the Seaforts. Make, like, a small little Dragons engine in here. And the best part is, like, again, the spells are so generic. The only things that are actually archetype specific are going to be the charges and the recharges. And again, that's just really good math because it's 3 tutors and 3 draw spells. So, like, no worries there. As far as basic combos, because again, I did promise that. One of my favorite things was being able to late game or mid game Minerva. When you normal summon this card, you would get to add 1 light dragon from the deck to the hand, whose level is equal to or less than the number of Lightsworn with different names in the discard. And it's really easy to get to 4. So going to 4 gives us access to both the White Dragon Wyver Burster as well as the Starleash Seafort. The Starleash Seafort is kind of amazing, especially once you get it in the discard pile, because this is going to allow you to auto pick up your JD out of the discard. And then the Wyver Burster is great because, again, we got those odds and end dark monsters, and we definitely played with the Twilight a little bit. And this allows us to play one of my favorite controlling aspect things. So you'll play the Wyver Burster. You'll go into your extra deck. We use Striker Dragon for this, just because it requires a level 4 lower dragon, so you can go straight into your Striker Dragon. Now, again, we're not playing Link Dragons. We don't care that this guy has effects that activate with, like, the rockets or the boot sector launch. We don't care about any of that. What we want is we want this guy to go from field to discard pile so that you're able to search out the dark variant, the Collapse Serpent. Then you can banish him to just create your Collapse Serpent, and this allows us to link into the Hieratic Spheres character. So you'll be able to go into this. You want to put this up in the front row, and this immediately puts you in a control aspect. Plus, it's going to be a double point back, so you can still build your board from there. It doesn't, like, exclude where you are as you advance. So this is kind of a static play. Like, obviously, it's easier to go from the Wyver Burster to the Collapse Serpent, but if you drew into Collapse Serpent naturally, you're going to be sending a light monster to the discard pile eventually. And then it's just like, why do we have Lavinier in here? Extra boss monster, 3 different effects. All the effects are good. So you can play it however you would to go into what you're doing. One crazy fun thing I enjoyed, again, with all the mill, you should be able to get a Malicious into the discard pile as well as a Plague Spreader. And what these guys are going to do for you is we're going to send 1 card from our hand back into our deck, to the top of the deck, sorry. We're going to go ahead and put our Plague Spreader back on the field. So what can we do with that? Well, if you guys have another milling card or you got an effect like Raiden already on the board, go ahead and put that Fellis or that Wolf that you couldn't play earlier. Place one of these guys up on the top of your deck so that you know you're going to mill it and get the effect, get the summon while you're building your board. Then you can banish the 1 Malicious that's in the discard to get the other Malicious. This is something I haven't done since, like, early Synchro with Synchro Sorn. And it's really going to allow us to get into our 8s. And in this deck, that's really just the Chaos Ruler and the Boral Savage. So again, if you're going for control, you go to Boral Savage so he can get the negates by equipping himself with a Link. If you're still trying to build the board and go for OTK, go for the Chaos Ruler. Excuse me. If you go with him, when he's Synchro Summoned, you excavate the top 5 from your deck, add 1 light or dark monster card from those 5 to your hand, pitch the rest. Now, I don't think that you can summon a wolf off of that, or maybe the Fellis. I would have to actually look that up. The situation never occurred when we were playtesting. But it's a good 3K monster. We're generating it off of an 800 and a 400. 8 used to be such a powerful star level. And again, this is going to help us build bodies to go into our JD. And again, you got rid of your JD, but you also got rid of Starleash. Banish the Starleash, add the JD back to your hand. Just keep playing, keep pushing, build the board. Very important. Another play that you can do with this same setup here, because again, this is a tuner and a non-tuner, is we can go into Hacky Fibrax or Needle Fiber, depending on if you like the original name better, because it was super easy to say. And what Hacky Fibrax is going to do for us is, when this is linked, someone who gets special summon on the level 3 or lower tuner from our hand or deck in defense without the ability to activate its effects. So level 3 or lower tuner would allow us to put Minerva or another Plague Spreader on the field. Just off the top of my head. Because we weren't actually running Veilers, although Veiler would be another option here. And then could also be used as a tuner because, that's not part of the effect. But the Hacky Fibrax is going to allow us to board an extra monster. And the best part is the next effect. So during the opponent's main phase or battle phase, you can banish this card you control, special summon a tuner synchro from the extra deck, and it is considered a synchro summon. So again, to go in line with that, we also carried the Shooting Riser Dragon and the Coral Dragon cards. Now, Coral Dragon was cool because once per turn, you can discard a card, target a card the opponent controls, pop it. And then if the synchro summon card is sent from field to grave, and again, if we go into more link building next turn, very possible, then you can draw a card. You can only use this effect once per turn, that's fine. And it's an odd little 6-star, so there's not too many opportunities to synchronize off that. And the other one was the Shooting Riser. Now, this was a 7-star. Again, star levels don't matter when it comes to Hacky Fibrax. But what this is going to say is when this card is synchro summoned, which it just was, you can send a monster from the deck to the graveyard whose level is lower than this card's on the field. And if you do, reduce this card's level by that monster's for the rest of this turn. You cannot activate the effects of monsters with the same name that monster had in the graveyard. And I'm assuming that is also till the end of the turn, the way this is worded. You can only use this effect once per turn, once per chain. During your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect immediately after this resolves, synchro summon using this card. So again, this one could let you go into one of our 8s, depending on how creative your math is. Just depends. So that's fine. Again, you could probably send like a Plague Spreader or something. So you send a 2, drop it to a 5, add a 3. That's like just Lumina. And then immediately, boom, there's your 8. So not super hard to get into. And again, neither one of these is super powerful, 21 and 2400 respectively. But they do allow you to play out of certain situations and play towards different situations. The rest of the extra deck is either we're going along with a theme of Lightsworn, which Curious Minerva and Michael are all going to do for you, which is fine. Apollosa and Boral Sword are here being boss monsters like always. IP Masquerade are really just here for the unicorn, although Boral Sword's still an option. And then Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, just because I love that card. But everything else, it's just so hard to show. And I'll tell you what, I'll pause the video real quick. We'll do a little bit of magic. I will shuffle this, and then I will fail to do a test hand or two. All right, give me 1 second. All right, as promised, we got the deck. We're shuffling. We're still shuffling. Honestly, 45 cards is a bit much. I mean, it's only 5 more cards. It just feels like more, but maybe that's because these sleeves are brand new. Could be part of my issue. But let's see if this isn't brickier than a construction site. Brickier than a holiday fruitcake. Brickier than a box of Legos.
Legos don't come in a box much. Well, except
really?
for like the little pieces.
Would you like to go to Walmart and just walk down the Lego aisle real quick and see that that's a bunch of boxes there?
Yep, let's do it.
No, we're not going to do that. Come on now.
I know.
You're so silly. All right, guys. Let's see what we get, and let's see if it isn't the worst I've ever done in my life. So, we're going to get the 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we got Malicious. You don't want to see that in your opening hand. Plague Spreader. This is Got the Recharge. Got the Reborn. Got the Raiden. So, a couple of things here. Going first is going to be okay because we could just start the whole thing off by sending Wolf and getting a character to the field and going on a recharge to see what happens. If we go second, we end up with another Raiden, which I like. So let's do the second hand. So real quick, let's foolish out a wolf. Shouldn't have to look too hard to find him. There he is. So, okay, we're going to start our board with one character. And again, you guys, we could do this proper. He'll hit the discard pile, then he'll go to the field. Or we could just do that. Next up, we're going to do one copy recharge. So we do have to discard first, so we'll get rid of the Raiden. Then we will draw 2. We got Snow, again, would rather have her in the discard. Got Fellis, would rather have milled her. And then we're going to mill the JD in the charge. Again, would have loved for that to have been in reverse. But gotta do what you gotta do. Honestly, I was really hoping that we could get into a charge or a Lumina, seeing as there are 6 of those cards. As I wanted to be able to get Lumina out. And then I wanted to get at least Malicious or the Zombie out. So still, again, we could continue building the turn. We can go with Raiden. We can mill the top 2 through his effect. Got rid of our second charge. Got rid of Alila. And then during the end phase, just mill 2 off Raiden. So there's our Seaford and our Feather Duster. And again, you're probably going to get your socks rocked. Actually, I should have went into the Minerva. Look, I barely played her because I was able to OTK a lot more.
Right.
So let's do another one, and hopefully I don't miss the opportunity and get made fun of too bad.
I hope not either.
Some viewers underestimate how casual really is.
Yeah.
I used to be super competitive, but...
Ugh. Yes, he was.
I mean, time and responsibilities change a lot. Hopefully this summer, though, we can get some of those responsibilities culled back a little bit. Maybe we can go to a regional or 2. Maybe.
Maybe.
All right. And cut the deck. And let's go second again. Let's see if we can sweep.
Because I'd like a vacation.
So we got Geki, which is great. We got Lumina, Lila, Charge, Fellis. This is the kind of hand I was playing with. Draw a card for Foolish. That's fine. Break opponent board with Geki. Rinse and repeat it. Go in with your Charge of the Light Brigade. Mill your 3, then Tutor. Plague Spreader, Lumina, and Wolf. Wolf to field. Yeah, because he was milled.
Yeah.
And then we get our Search. Now, if we wanted to do something crazy, we could. I don't see any way that I can actually get into JD this round, so I'm not going to be too worried about that. Instead, I want to see if we could do enough damage just off the top of my head, which is probably going to be a no. Because I'm trying to think.
Well, couldn't you do...
If double Lumina... Well, if I grab the Lumina discards Lumina, like I said. So that's fine. So then we got 2 Luminas. Lumina can discard another card to add herself to the field. Let's go off that train of thought.
Okay.
So, grab Lumina. Okay, normal summon Lumina. Lumina has a target in Lumina in the discard pile. So we will discard to summon. Then we will discard to summon. Then we will...
See, I thought, well, if you foolish...
Give us a second. We're going to use Plague Spreader's effect to summon the field by putting Fellis back on the top of the deck. We are going to synchronize 2 and 2 3s for 6. Plague Spreader will banish itself. That allows us to go to 8. Strongest level 8 that we have would be the Chaos Ruler, Magical Dragon. And because I'm actually going to do the Excavate and mill thing, the Fellis would actually still be on the top, so I need to shuffle to randomize the rest of my cards to see if we can get another wolf on the field. You want to give that a cut for honesty?
Sure. There you go.
Thank you. Okay, that's the top. Again, the Fellis was off to the side, so it'll be our Excavate 1, Excavate 2, Excavate 3, Excavate 4, Excavate 5. We get to choose one card to add to our hand, right? And send the remaining cards to the discard. So let's grab Levianeer. Send these to the discard. Again, Excavated I don't think counts them as being on the top of the deck. Otherwise, this would be a monster effect, at which point we would get the Fellis. But since I'm not sure, I'm not going to play it that way. We will check our discard pile. We got plenty of targets. Let's banish Malicious to get... Do I need to banish the Malicious yet? I'm almost thinking I should have went for the Collapse Serpent, but just going off raw power, once we summon the Levianeer, so like let's not touch the discard for that. We can summon a Levianeer and we can foolish out another wolf.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it doesn't really matter because Levianeer can't attack the turn we activate the effect, right?
Correct, I believe.
So as long as you don't activate the effect, you should have your attack. Foolish Burial into your boy. Find a wolf. Play a wolf. 42. 72. 89. If the Levianeer couldn't attack, whatever. If the Levianeer could attack, these three are game.
Nice.
And again, we started by being able to Geki the field, so there was no monsters on board.
Correct.
So every attack was considered direct. So, like I said, a lot of the time, guys, I just didn't end up needing to play Minerva. So I don't know if it's just me and my playstyle, but I did throw it in there. I know it's a good card. Sorry if everything today was a bit confusing. Part of this is me actually explaining this to Celestial because she was kind of confused on how everything was happening. As I was playtesting another teammate, she was just kind of walking by and going, "Wait, what? What? That's a lot of stuff. What is happening?" And it was very exciting because it was a lot of board changing. So this is something I could do. If there would have been another way to get another tuner, like another plague spreader, Malicious could have done something. If I wanted to link build, I could have used the Malicious there too. Just is what it is. Kind of a cool thing. And I'm kind of going to just leave that set up like this. And we'll use that as the photo. So guys, seriously, thanks for stopping by. I hope that you guys did enjoy this. Celestial, thank you for stopping by.
No problem, anytime.
She's tired. That's fine.
Sorry.
It's been a busy day, guys.
Most definitely.
Outside of that, yeah. If you guys want to support my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe if you have already done that. Just keep watching. If you guys want to support her channel, go check it out first. Again, link in the description. And then, do the things for her as well. And then we'll see you guys tomorrow with a little tech analysis, all right? Get to guessing which card it is, guys. See you tomorrow.
Later.